Welcome to Airborne Flight Training. Coming up on this week's episode, Enstrom helicopters and their popular trainers to return. EAA WomenVenture announces speakers. Piedmont to open Harrisburg, Pennsylvania base. Welcome to Airborne Flight Training. I'm your host, Holland Lee. Let's get into today's stories. Enstrom helicopters and their popular trainers to return. The recently defunct Enstrom Helicopter Corporation may soon rise from the dead following the purchase of its remains by Midtex Aviation. Enstrom declared bankruptcy in January, citing severe financial difficulties, allowing its assets to be sold off by a Michigan court. Midtex was able to purchase nearly everything from the company, including pre-owned aircraft, tooling, materials, drawings, intellectual property, and factory equipment. Midtex says they will reopen the factory for operation through a new subsidiary entity named Enstrom Aerospace, retaining the original 64-year-old brand name. The new company aims to not just build new Enstrom helicopters, including their trainers, but provide parts and support while expanding its portfolio of engineering services and component manufacturing. Midtex has retained a number of former Enstrom employees, contracted to the firm with plans to enter into long-term employment agreements after the acquisition is complete. Michael Dixon, aviation manager for Midtex, sees a great deal of promise in the deal. Quote, "Not only will we get a turnkey helicopter manufacturer with a great brand and an established customer base, we will also get an excellent springboard to launch an aerostructures and component manufacturing business," end quote, said Dixon. Coming up after the break, EAA-FAA hold virtual winter summit.
There's a difference between charting a steady course and pushing for the ceiling. And for nearly a century, Hartzell Propeller has been defining that difference. It's in our passion for engineering and research and our dedication to testing the limits of performance. We are built on honor. We are Hartzell Propeller.
Well, hello, fellow pilot. I'm John King.
And I'm Martha King.
You know, we've all had our flying lives disrupted lately.
Well, King Schools is here to help you stay up to date with courses that you can access on your desktop, iPad, or iPhone. If you'd like a refresher or just want to expand your aviation horizons, we have a course for you.
So head over to kingschools.com/rusty today for details.
If it looks good, it usually flies good. The Bristol series of aircraft is proof of that. Furthering their legacy of safety and efficiency, Bristol is proud to feature the Rotax 915 IS Turbo in the current lineup of aircraft. The 915 IS Turbo power plant offers more power than ever before in a light sport aircraft. Learn more about Bristol at www.sportflyingusa.com.
Welcome back. Now let's take a trip around the patch for some other interesting stories. EAA-FAA hold virtual winter summit. The annual FAA Recreational Winter Summit was held online this year, with staff and officials from both entities coming together to assess the state of sport and general aviation. Among the topics presented were the effects of, quote, current safety trends and enhancements to flight training exemptions and processes to help maintain legacy aircraft, end quote, as well as the handling of special medical certificate issuances and pilot education. Some areas of particular interest for the EAA were the expansion of the additional pilot program for use in qualifying home-built aircraft types. Lilium-Netjets join hands with FlightSafety. NetJets has announced its plans to add the Lilium-Jet to its fleet, obtaining rights to purchase up to 150 of them under the firm's fractional ownership program. Not content to just buy the aircraft, NetJets has gone the whole 9 yards and contracted with FlightSafety International to provide their training services and, quote, mixed reality training devices, end quote, to support future Lilium-Jet operations. Oklahoma's Museum of Women Pilots expanding. The 99's Museum of Women Pilots is expanding, taking up recently vacated space formerly used by its parent organization. The museum has been located on the second floor of the headquarters of the 99's Inc. as a part of the International Organization of Women Pilots. With the organization's recent move, the museum found a chance to expand into the new space, bringing more than 5,000 square feet to its exhibits. CommutAir pilots ratify new contract. The Airline Pilots Association has completed its work with CommutAir, bringing forth a new collective bargaining agreement that goes into effect March 2nd. Over 83% of the CommutAir pilot base voted on the new contract, with an impressive 92% voting in favor of ratification. The 4-year agreement will improve nearly every facet of a pilot's CommutAir career: an increase in pay rates, better retirement, more time off, and higher quality of life. The new agreement nets a 25% pay bump for captains and 32% for first officers. Well, that's it for today's trip around the patch. Let's get back to the rest of the news. EAA WomenVenture announces speakers. EAA WomenVenture has announced the theme for 2022, selecting Be Bold as the focus of their 15th year, encouraging and supporting women in aviation. The 69th fly-in for the EAA's yearly AirVenture will see the near entirety of the aviation world descend upon the Whitman Regional Airport in Oshkosh, Wisconsin. The EAA's WomenVenture Center, a new addition, will be placed in Aviation Gateway Park. AirVenture will be held from July 25th to the 31st, and the WomenVenture Center will be open throughout the week. Many of the banner events, however, will take place on July 27th, like the group photo of attendee women at the Boeing Plaza, or the annual Power Lunch held at Theater in the Woods with keynote speaker Eileen Collins. Collins made history as the first woman to pilot a NASA space shuttle mission, even commanding one later in her career. On the evening of the 27th, a selection of evening programs at the theater will feature a discussion by women in aerobatics and the effect it has had on their flying skills. Guests for that panel will include Steph Strickland, Vanessa Christie, Patty Wagstaff, Julie Clark, Susan Bell, Debbie Rynn Harvey, Melanie Astles, Vicki Benzing, and Jesse Panzer. Coming up after these messages, Piedmont to open Harrisburg, Pennsylvania base.
At Diamond Aircraft, innovation is in our DNA. Whether you're taking to the skies for training or business travel, every aircraft in Diamond's lineup features innovative technology, an industry-leading safety record, superior performance and efficiency, and a comfortable flying experience. No other company has pioneered as many aviation firsts, achieved more milestones, or received the same amount of industry praise as Diamond. Discover why Diamond Aircraft is one of the most trusted manufacturers in aviation at diamondaircraft.com.
Aviation Safety Resources is disrupting the market for aircraft emergency parachute recovery systems. ASR systems are smaller, lighter weight, and offer longer repack cycles than similar products available in the current market. ASR has a recovery system available for every type of aircraft: sport, experimental, light sport, general aviation, urban air mobility, vertical takeoff and landing, electric propulsion, and unmanned aerial systems. Find the right product for your aircraft at aviationsafetyresources.com.
Pilot Communications USA is proud to introduce our latest headsets, the Carbon A1 Active Noise Reduction and the Carbon P1 Passive Headset. Carbon fiber makes our headsets 30% lighter than others, which significantly reduces pilot fatigue. Our BlueLink hand control unit allows you to connect 2 devices at the same time, and the record out capability can send audio to an onboard camera or digital recorder. Get the headset that's so light you may forget you're wearing one at pilot-usa.com.
Welcome back. Piedmont to open Harrisburg, Pennsylvania base. Piedmont Airlines will soon open a new crew base out of Pennsylvania's Harrisburg International, beginning operations in May. The airline hopes to attract enough of their flight crew to make the switch by sweetening the deal with a series of bonuses in order to bring the Harrisburg base up to speed as soon as possible. Piedmont CEO Eric Morgan said that travel demand will dictate the exact level of activity, but at the outset things would start manageably. Quote, "The new Harrisburg base will start with just 10 lines of flying and increase as the network warrants," end quote. Currently, the company has a fleet of aircraft flying out of American Airlines hubs in Charlotte and Philadelphia, with nearby maintenance and customer service already in position at Harrisburg. Along with those interested to move into the new base, Piedmont plans to hire around 60 new pilots and flight attendants, even offering some sign-on bonuses in an effort to bring employees in the door. Piedmont says that $187,000 in bonuses are up for grabs over 5 years for those pilots who are hired this year, though some conditions are probably attached to the payments. Well, that's our program for today. You can catch episodes of Airborne on YouTube, Roku, and Fire TV. Just search for Aero-News or Airborne. And don't forget to follow us on social media. Thanks for watching!